Hey there, beautiful people. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about the sixth dimension. We are continuing our series of the 9 dimensions. Now, for the purpose of the series, we're going to cover the alchemy of of dimensions 1 through 7. If you're new to the channel, welcome among us. We are happy to help you here. We are dedicating this channel to the health, welling, and healing of women over 40. So whether you find this video of value to you, make sure that you give us a thumbs up and a subscribe. It lets YouTube know that you love this kind of content and we deserve to be here. And it lets me know that you've gotten some great value out of this, which is what I want to provide to you. If you're returning to the channel, welcome back. You know, I love you so much. Thank you so much for actually being here. And you know to hit the thumbs up, leave me a comment, leave me something. All right. So let's jump into the content. So we are going to be talking about the sixth dimension today. When we're looking at now, if you've been following along in this series, you already know that we cover dimensions 1 through 5. And the alchemy of the fifth dimension is what was introduced as the elimination of time, our ability to coexist in multiple realms, our ability to coexist in multiple dimensions at once, involving the string theory of physics. String theory says that everything in the universe is kind of vibrating and created by all of these multiple strings. And every single time we make a decision, the other being or part of us that made the opposite decision also still exists and is continuing to live out the life as if they made that decision or not. So it's like every time we make a decision, we split and we start living off these multiple realities. Now we have the ability, if you're talking about visualization and looking at your future, you have the ability to then put yourself in another reality, a reality where you are successful, a reality where you are happily married, a reality where you are fill in the blank. So let's talk a little bit about the sixth dimension. Now, the sixth dimension has everything to do with um we've talked a little bit about the fourth dimension. Now, the sixth dimension has everything to do with space, where all possible timelines and quantum realities coexist, right? And this has a little bit to do with the fifth dimension as well, but these are also intersecting and they're influencing all of our different lives. So, kind of like how we make all these different decisions. It's also a realm of infinite possibilities where past, present, and future are all kind of intertwined. Now, the sixth dimension also brings into account the string theory, just like the fourth and the fifth dimension. But in the string theory, like I said, these tiny vibrating strings make up everything. So when we're talking about this, when you think of the sixth dimension, you're putting your mind in the space of what will be called like the multiverse. The sixth dimension actually plays a crucial role in the theory governing how strings interact and kind of create our different realities. So it's why some people can swear that they did something or they lived something or they have a dream about something, and that dream, it might actually be an overlapping of these intersecting dimensions or things that they're actually living in. And so another concept of this is, like I said, the multiverse. And so you want to think of the multiverse as like a branch, several branches like on a tree, and every branch is a different universe. It has its own unique physical properties. It has its own unique theories and ideas. It's its own freaking universe. Every branch has its own universe. And so it has a unique set of physical laws that govern all of these different things, as well as specific constants. And the sixth dimension allows all of these different ones to coexist and actually influence one another. But we have to remember too that when we're talking about these dimensions, they're not just about physics, but it also has to do with some philosophical implications too. So for example, it suggests that like consciousness actually might be connected to all of these dimensions. So our ability to think at a higher consciousness is actually what creates these multiple realities. The mind is what creates or makes the decision for matter to start to change or be created. It's almost as if, so one of the things I always say is God wants to express himself through us. And there is an infinite number of ways that any and all of us express ourselves or be expressed, right? And so that's why I always tell people you can't get anything in this life wrong. As long as you're not hurting anyone, right? And as long as you're not causing any issues, you can't get this thing called life wrong, because there is another version of you that also had the opposite or made the opposite actual decision. So where does all of this lead practically? Well, it can seem a little bit far-fetched, but understanding it could actually revolutionize technology. It can actually enhance the way we understand the universe as a whole. And it can actually lead to breakthroughs with what we like to call time travel and understanding parallel universes. That's what the sixth dimension is all about. So the fifth dimension kind of starts to introduce that by collapsing timelines and saying there's no such thing as time. Now, the other thing I want to say when we're talking about the fifth dimension, and I don't think I mentioned this in that video, is when you see people who rarely age or they always kind of look the same, those individuals in some cases have released their construct of time and aging. One of the things that I remember looking at was a study years ago when I was getting into all of this kind of stuff, was a study that was done on people who automatically assumed that they would get old because their mind had created a construct of what old means. It means gray hair, sagging skin, wrinkles, less physical activity, frozen joints. It means all of these different things, when in reality it really doesn't. It actually it actually only it actually is something that it's about what we think. So if you think you're going to get old, if you think you're going to look a certain way, then you will. But there are people who have successfully stopped the clock on aging because they don't believe in the construct of time. They don't count birthdays, and they don't look at other people and say, let me imagine how my hair is going to get grayer. Let me imagine how I'll be less active, right? One of the things that I was thinking was this morning when I went for my run was, I want to always be able to run like this. I'm going to always be able to run like this. I'm going to always be able to run 5 miles a day, right? And so my mind doesn't build a construct of ever stopping or lacking the ability to be physically active. And so this is what the fifth and sixth dimensions are about. It is about us understanding that we can coexist across different realms, we can coexist across different timelines, and we are what we think our being actually is. Okay. And so we're talking about exploring endless possibilities of things that are actually that can bring fascination, that can bring imagination, and that can bring so much actual creativity to all of this. Listen, I love the fact that you were able to watch this video. If you got something out of this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up, make sure you subscribe, kind of something like this.
Be sure to hit the subscribe button and make sure that you're staying abreast of everything on our channel, and be sure to turn on your notifications so that you know when we post new videos.
Hey, y'all, I never take the role of teacher lightly. Thank you so much for being here. Love and light.